Yo, what up, man? It's Dope Man, about your God, and right now you kicking it with Space City Collective right in the southeast.
You're now kicking it with Space City. That's right.
Yo, what's going down? It's that boy T, the screwed up SA, and you now kicking it with Space City Podcast.
What's up, guys? Thank you for coming back, kicking out Space City. I'm your host, Gio.
I'm your host, Chino.
This is Mitch.
We have a very special guest with us today, owner of Esteelo Clothing, my boy Memo.
What's going on, everybody? What's up?
What's up, Memo?
What's going on, brother?
We've been knowing Memo for like 10, 15,
longer than that.
damn near 20 years.
15, 20 years now, yeah.
We
taking my time.
So the first question, I'm gonna ask you a sneaker question.
Okay, word.
What was the first sneaker you remember giving?
Given to me or like me
Yeah,
buying?
like-
Well, given to me. Well, man, to be honest, the first shoe that I remember feeling like, dang, I can't believe I have this joint. And given to me was my brother. My brother got me an all white pair of all white brick Air Force Ones. You know what I'm saying, for fourth grade.
The mid or the low or what?
The lows,
The low.
yeah, for sure.
I had a bunch of mid.
Yeah, that was the first sneaker, I guess, the introduction into feeling fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Remember
First
when
day
that
of
was?
school. It was fourth grade, in fourth grade. This was when he first started working, and he was just like, I need to lace him up. You know, he would always tell me, he'd be like, man, when I went to school, it was like, the Payless shoes. I was like, I ain't gonna have you going through that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lace you up. So yeah.
Bro blessed you.
Yeah, definitely.
I got my first all whites in 5th grade.
5th grade.
Yeah.
I remember going to school, man. I still remember waking up. You have that whole cliche of having your clothes all ironed up next to you and whatnot, changing. And at the time, I was going to South Houston Intermediate, but he would go to Milby, so he would go earlier. So he woke me up an hour early, got me ready, and was gave me the whole box. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the orange box, picking that, opening it up. Man, putting it on, going to school, just feeling super fresh.
Cool kid.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, being that guy.
That's fire.
For sure.
Dang. Nah, that's a good feeling, man. I remember being in 4th grade, getting all white, mid-top. Yeah.
With the strap?
With the strap, bro.
Man,
at the time,
honestly,
nobody really rocked low-top, bro.
Yeah, low tops weren't really that popular.
It wasn't the wave, really.
Right.
The wave was mid-top with the strap letting loose, bro.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, man, I wanted the mid-tops, but, I mean, I take whatever I could get at the point, you know what I'm saying? And it was dope to have a blessing to have an older brother that was trying to lace me up.
Did you ever have the Fusion Air Force?
Not a Fusion.
Jordan?
Nah. I think the closest I got to something like that was 6 rings at a time. You know what I'm saying? My pops,
Dub Zeros.
or some Dub Zeros. I remember my dad buying me some 6 rings at the Flea, and thinking I was like, dang, this is before I knew what's up, right? So I was like, man, I can't.
These are 11s, man.
You feel me? Yeah.
Got me some 11s.
Got me some 11s, man.
Oh shit.
Nah, I remember I had the Dub Zeros. I never had 6 rings, but I always wanted a pair. I just thought they were cool.
Yeah.
And I had the Fusion 12s.
I remember
I had the Fusion 5s, the Easter color. Them hoes were so ugly. I got them off a trade in the CP too.
I remember wanting Spizikes.
Spizikes?
Yeah.
Did we have any
Spizikes wasn't bad. Them hoes was actually cool.
Yeah, they were
man.
cool.
I had a pair of Spizikes. I just can't remember which color it was.
I think the only non-retro that I ever had was probably that.
The Spizike?
Dub Zero.
But back then, if you were collecting shoes, you had to get all those Spizikes.
Yeah.
I had the
I think that was a little bit.
Sure.
It was a little earlier before you. By the time you were probably getting into shoes, that was you don't wear Spizikes or 6 rings.
I mean, Spizikes was cool. It was just never.
You remember
really
the Mexico ones?
That tongue was just so big. I can't wear 6s
You remember
already.
the Mexico color
but
ones?
yeah, I remember all that.
The ones I
Mexico.
wanted, I think it was the patent white joints. They have blue and red on.
Oh yeah, the American ones.
Yeah, those were lit.
The ones I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I just didn't really like Spizikes like that.
Nah.
The Zeros were pretty cool, but Spizikes, I don't know.
The Spizikes had the wing,
the
the
4 wing
The
and the
Zeros
6 tongue.
look like 4s.
with
Shit, they had even the laser texture on that joint too, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was heat back then. If you had Dub Zeros back then, you're that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
So when do you remember getting into the fashion world, like the fashion?
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever.
I mean, even that, you know what I'm saying?
Streetwear and all that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, right, going back to my brother. My brother's always been
So he was a big influence.
Yeah.
Which brother? I know. You have
my middle brother, Lewis. He was the one that grew up breakdancing.
And he's 3 of them?
Yes, three of us. It's my oldest brother's Louis. My oldest brother's Tony, and then my middle brother Louis, and me. And Tony was always really more like
Hip,
business oriented. Tony was like, but Louis was the one that like was always trying to be fresh. You know, being in the first generation like Mexican household, you know, your parents really don't really like worry so much about like brand orientation more than just like, let me get you dressed, right?
Right.
And Louis was the one to like really get into the culture more.
I wonder what got him into it.
I mean, I guess just being around
Just
it. We
pop
grew
culture?
up in we grew up in Magnolia, right? And so at the time, like, shout out Moy and everybody from Havocoro, they were like going big on breakdancing, right? And so the culture was super big around that area. And then with that, you know, being in hip hop, obviously going to like break jams and doing all these events, like everybody was fresh, right? And so I guess that's what got him into like wanting to be like wearing, you know, fresh shoes, the right clothes, and then he instilled that in me super early on, right? Like just showing me what to wear, how to wear it, and just like, you know what I'm saying. He would always say, you know, like if you look good, you're gonna feel good, and if you feel good, you're gonna attract good around you. So
Prime time.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, definitely my brother was the biggest influence on that, and that's my introduction into it as well. Like me dancing was going, like I said, going to jams and like seeing all the
Like
b-boys.
breaking, or?
Yeah, going and seeing all the b-boys break. I wanted to be as fresh as them, and like going into the battle looking good. And
Yeah, because they always be fresh,
oh,
right?
for sure. That's like the
Part of
first like introduction to streetwear and like underground clothing, you know,
Yeah.
and just rocking that type of mentality and gear, you know.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, that was my intro to it. Like,
And when do you decide that you wanted to be like, hey, I want to design clothes, or like I want to do clothing for, you know what I mean, for other people, or like I want to make a brand? Like,
man,
when did
it was
you
kind
decide
of
that?
again going back to like
You're like one of the first homies to like.
Did I know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That I know that you've made a brand.
for sure. It was kind of early on, man. I
were in
remember
high
doing
school?
it. Yeah. Like
Right.
in high school was like when I wanted to do it, and I had a brand before Esteelo Studios, which was OG Status, and that was like my first crack at it. And the reason why, like, that I told myself, like, oh man, I think I could do this, was because again, like, I was dancing in studios, and I really didn't know much how to draw, but I knew there was a cheat code to it with Photoshop, right? I had a teacher that like had told me about it, and then from there I was like, man, I'm gonna try to go ahead and learn this program. And I danced at studios, and we always needed like different like tees for events that we did, or like showcases and shit and whatnot. So I started designing that for our studios, and one of the homies from the studio was like, man, you should do it, you know. And I just was like, man, I don't know where to start or anything, so I just didn't do it. Ended up going from South Houston to Memorial, and I had a homie there.
So when you you went from intermediate 8th grade to
No,
Memorial?
South Houston High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in freshman year, South Houston High School, went to Memorial, and there was a classmate of mine that he was like, yo, my dad owns a screen shop, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me put you on, you know, because I would always tell him, like, man, I want to do this, but I don't know how to start. So really his dad
We
was
didn't have the
like,
resources.
yeah, the one to, like, kind of put, and he didn't even print any of my tees. He just told me, hey, like, this is what you should do, this is how you should do it, right? Really, the first person to print my stuff was across the street. It was Danny. Shout out Danny from Urban Assault.
Urban
you know what I'm
Assault,
saying?
man.
He was the one who put me on, and
Yeah.
like,
And when was that?
oh man,
In high school?
yeah, no, a little bit after high school was
When you got your first shirt? Well, do you remember your first shirt?
for Estilo. Yeah, it
Was
was
it the Metallica looking
it was
or
the
no?
Metallica drop. Yeah, it was
That
the
was the
Metallica
first one?
flip. Yeah, that was the
Damn.
first one. And I went into
The whole did really good too.
Yeah, man, that had a crazy story behind that. Like,
And then everybody started doing it after you. I
yeah,
feel like.
after that.
Yeah, everybody
but-
wanted the Metallica
Yeah.
font. Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
done it, right?
yeah.
Now everybody's
to
done
Yeah,
it.
to an
Yeah.
extent, man. But yeah, like I went into Urban Assault, just like, you know what I'm saying, that was like the first spot to like grab your undefeated, you're like 10 deep and shit. And
Yeah.
ended up just having a conversation with Danny and telling Danny, hey, you know, I want to start this. How do I go about it? And he really, you know what I'm saying, at the time was like the whole thing of like the game is to be sold, not told, was really big at the time. Like if you would ask anybody doing it at the time,
They
it was,
gonna
They're knock
yeah, it was
it,
very
yeah.
underground. And Danny was an open book. Hey man, you should get this. Hey, you should do this. This is the shirts that you should rock with, and really put me on, bro. Like if it wasn't for Danny, like kind of going that route, I wouldn't have been comfortable enough to want to drop that first. You know what I'm saying? The first shirt. So really, it was him holding me down.
And that's all it was? Esteelo?
Yeah, that was it. And bro blessed me at the time. You know what I'm saying? I like, again, just getting barely out of high school, having like just got quit my job. I didn't want to work anymore. I was like, man, fuck it, let me see what's up. I had like the last $500 in my bank account. Fucking threw it all in there and made it up.
And I remember you telling me like your mom would see your shirt around and be like,
yeah.
You're
Okay, so
randomly wearing
so the
your
day that I dropped it, right, I had put it on Instagram, and I sat in the living room with my mom, and funny enough, my phone just started going off, right, and it was like a bunch of likes on Instagram and whatnot, like really wasn't any sales. And so I'm telling my mom, like, damn, look, everybody's actually liking the shirt, cool. And she was like, that's dope. And then people started showing up to my crib to buy the shirt, right? Hey, let me pull up. I need a shirt. Ooh. She was like, what the hell? Like, this is actually... Like, they didn't fully support it when I told them, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to make clothing. Until the time that I, like, pulled it up. Like, that first shirt, you know, and them seeing it coming through, my mom was like, damn, what the hell? Like, that's crazy. People are actually coming... Because she seen a shirt was, like, just random letters on there, and she didn't know the flip behind it or anything. She was just like, a black and white T-shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that too, you know, my mom seeing them around, my dad seeing them around. I have a funny story where like my dad was at a gas station and a guy was wearing the Southeast of the Astrodome tee. Funny enough, Gio modeled that joint. And he was wearing that, and the cashier had asked him. He was like, "Hey man, I like that shirt. Where'd you get it?" And the dude was like, "Oh man, one of my homies, you know, he made it. You know, it's a really good shirt, right?" He was like, "Yeah, man, it's a dope shirt." And they're having a conversation. My dad's like, "Oh shit, like what the fuck? Like my kid did that, you know," and didn't tell the cashier anything. Didn't tell him anything. Like, "Oh, my son did it or whatever." Got straight home and he was like, "Yo," I just like he was like baffled that this could really like just be a thing, right? Like in the neighborhood. But
that shirt did really well too.
Yeah, for sure. That was.
I don't want to take all the credit, but
nah, nah, that shirt was really cool, man. That shirt did.
We used to just go shoot, like
we went to go shoot.
Right there in the hood.
In the hood, just you know what I'm saying.
Right
whatever resources that we had.
Abandoned like gas station. Where was it?
Right before or right after the bridge. You know how there's that bridge right by the crib, right? Your crib,
610.
Your mom's crib.
I don't even think it's there right now.
I don't think that gas station is there no more. But yeah, we went, just shot there. I remember shooting that, putting it up, and the homie Doe. You know what I'm saying? The homie Doe man like was like, "Hey bro, I need this shirt. Like this shirt is live," and he was like, "I have a showcase tonight at Imperial. Imperial had just opened." And he was like, "I have a showcase here. I'm gonna perform here."
That was,
you know what I'm saying? Can I get that shirt? Gio went with me to go drop off that shirt. I was like, hell yeah, man.
And that was my first time seeing a store like
vintage
like
streetwear and just like that type of vibe. I don't know if they're still open here. I know they have a couple shops in Austin.
They have some dope shit though.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They're before their time.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a perfect space too, because it was right there by like U of H and TSU right there.
The black one, it says Sixers across it.
The black and red and gold one?
I bought that one from Imperial. I think it was like $80, something like that.
Yeah, but definitely that shirt was the one to like, that was the third shirt that I had dropped. And that was the one I would say that kind of gave me somewhat of recognition in Houston as far as like the shirt, the brand awareness, right? Like, oh, this is a brand that's coming out. You know, that one just flew. And I thought it was just gonna be like a Southeast thing. Nah, man. Like people like for what it was. Too, people liked it everywhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People liked it everywhere. I remember that was the first shirt that I dropped online, and even people in LA. I had a couple homies from like LA that are now homies. They were like, "Hey, bro, I'm from Houston, but I'm gonna rock the shit out here." And I was like, "That's bad."
Shout out Big Hawk, Southeast of that.
Yeah, you dig? Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And what do you have coming up?
Still pushing the brand, man. I have a couple things lined up for as far as drops. The next one.
Do like a Astro playoff run or
for
World
sure.
Series.
That's always, you know what I'm saying.
Those
That's
always do well, right?
Yeah, and the reason why is like, you know, you gotta rep your city and you gotta support your city and whatever it is that they do. Like this one, this was a March Madness joint for U of H, you know, and
that one went crazy.
You feel me?
Even
yeah,
after they lost,
we saw a lot of units
again,
here.
right? It's like supporting and repping your city, so it's always still like, that's kind of my thing with the brand, as far as where it goes. Is, things that I liked, you know, things that I wanted to wear, and then knowing that there is still a market out here that likes exactly what, you know, like they grow up just like you know.
Mhm.
So not that I want to encapsulate
Because
it
you
into
do
just
want to
Houston
be
things.
international.
Yeah, for sure,
obviously.
right? But this is what I rep.
But this is where you're
right now.
from,
Yeah,
you
this is
know?
where I'm from, and it's kind of like taking Houston to the world.
Do a
right?
lot of brands
Like,
start that way? Like
um,
let's say Supreme started in New York, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of their designs were based off the New York life.
yeah,
you
for
know
sure,
what I mean?
for sure.
It kind of still is,
And
right?
it still, yeah, it still goes that route, right? And it just, I think for whatever case it may be, is like even if we are like in different regions of whatever, like let's say nationally, you still kind of resonate with certain things,
Right.
like such as like Born and Raised, bro. It's one of the biggest brands, and people rock with that because even if you're from this hood, it kind of reminds you of their hood, you know, like Venice,
I
like
need
that's
them
their
shoes,
shit,
bro.
you know, like
Yeah, I think everybody tries to claim where they're from first.
Yeah, they want to
And
have a
then
little
try to
spin-off of where
expand.
you're
Yeah.
from, right?
Like you
For
said,
sure.
Supreme, for instance, they rock with like Wu-Tang and everybody
Right,
that's
yeah,
from
for
New York,
sure,
Capone
for sure.
Noriega,
I
everybody
I think it's
that-
harder to be from Houston and compared to like LA and New York, where like fashion is like their thing.
hmm
Houston isn't really known for like fashion,
right.
so I think it's harder for a Houston-based brand to go like
viral,
global
yeah,
Right.
or like
That's-
global, yeah.
I think we just birthed a little bit late as far as that, right? Like, because Houston had always had their own culture, right? And it was always like a
was
rich
like-
culture and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like as far as what we liked and
Mhm.
whatnot. I think it was just New York and LA were a lot like quick on the scene to making their thing like happen as
It's
far as
just
like,
like-
Fairfax or like
yeah.
having like their like Supreme shopping
And
in New
another
York.
thing, Houston has a lot of haters.
Yeah, or not.
Like,
It's just
a
like
lot of
if the
haters.
next man's
Yeah.
winning,
Exactly.
you don't
like
want
with
to.
a
You know what I'm
storefront,
saying?
like that storefront sees you, they feel
Yeah,
some type of way,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
like another designer might not want to
Yeah.
support your stuff,
Yeah, for
or
sure.
it's just
Which
weird.
it kind of I feel
But
like
now
it's
it's
gotten
kind
a
of
lot
changing.
better. Yeah,
now
for
it's
sure.
changing a little
Yeah,
bit.
because
it's more
like
OG. You know?
yeah, it was like an OG mentality. Like, man, like again, how I said it, like the game used to be like so not told. You know,
Right.
like nobody really wanted you to win because it was like they have an upper leg, or
Now
they
you're
didn't
gonna-
want them to know your like the knowledge that they had. They didn't want to give it to you because it's
They
like
feel like you're gonna take out of their
yeah,
pocket.
type deal. And like now, I feel like it's a lot better. Like as
Yeah.
far as the new, not newer brands, but brands that have came up, like they've always we kind of work with each other. Hey, bro, you should go here. Hey, you should go
Mhm.
there. Or, bro, that printing's kind of trash. You should do this. Or you know what I'm saying? Perfect example, Isaac, bro, Outlaw.
Yeah.
Homie's always been, he showed love. You know what I'm saying? Ever since he knew I never went up to him and was like, hey, bro, I have this brand. Woo woo woo. You know, I would just go support his brand, liked his stuff. And one time he just stopped me. He was like, hey, bro, I heard you got this brand. And why didn't you ever tell me anything? I was like, oh, nah. He's like, nah, bro, we could work together, do stuff. If I have
Yeah.
any pointers or anything, or bounce ideas off. And
Mhm.
he's always been like that.
Yeah,
you know
shout
what I'm
out
saying?
Isaac. He was here last week for like chopping
Yeah.
up for like
Yeah.
3 hours.
He was here the
Yeah.
whole day,
He
yeah.
was like,
Show.
damn. He's
Just
like,
clocked
yeah.
in.
He was like, I got a good flow going. He was
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was telling us basically not to leave the southeast. He was like,
Yeah.
I think I need to keep this one open. The way the business was booming that day, he was
For
like,
sure.
man, it was a Wednesday too.
Yeah.
He's
It's
like,
always
"Damn,
cool to
it's
expand,
Wednesday."
right? But just know your roots, and if your roots always help you out, you know, and they're true to you, then obviously, right? There's
Yeah.
no reason.
I think
to
we
leave here.
established ourselves right here.
Yeah.
But I think it will be smart to
Expand. or
expand
something.
to different
Yeah.
because Houston is fucking huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And,
for
like,
sure.
If it was a small city, then just one store. But there's like 10 cities in one. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's literally you
Yeah.
have Sugarland, you have League City, you have Webster, you have
For sure.
You know, Houston is as big as Connecticut, the state of Connecticut.
The state of Connecticut.
That's
I believe
wild.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Again, right? It's just like a whole. It's a whole melting pot of different stuff because southeast don't feel the same as southwest.
It
You know
don't.
what I'm
It's
saying?
way
Or north
different.
side, don't
North
feel the
side
same.
and south
You
side
know what I'm
is
saying? It's a
day
whole
and night
different
difference.
story.
Yeah, I don't go over there, dog.
Bro, nah,
Only for Bo
nah,
Bunny.
I feel different. Like when I go to Harwin for like stuff, like for like teas and stuff,
Saloon.
it always like it
You
it
see
feels like
everybody
a
and
totally
shit, right?
different. Oh, for sure, yeah.
That's why if it was a small city, I don't think it would be smart
Necessary.
to like
yeah,
necessary.
Yeah,
But since Houston is so fucking big, like, I mean,
Yeah.
hitting a different part of Houston.
yeah.
This is definitely our stomping grounds though. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
a lot. Like I would say, like 60% of the people that come here, like probably more, are from the area.
Yeah, yeah.
We get a bunch of people that travel too. Like we get random people that come from Cypress, Spring, Conroe.
We have people from Nacogdoches. That's just 3
Tomball.
hours away.
yeah.
Just because they look at our page, they see that we got good prices, and they take that drive.
For sure. It's the energy that's in here too, you know what I'm saying? As far
Yeah.
as like what all three of y'all bring here, you know, like everybody comes here and nobody ever leaves within like a 30-minute time frame. Like they're here chopping it up for like an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chopping about shoes,
Even
clothes,
first time customers.
life. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I've always wanted to ask. What are you gonna ask?
I was gonna say shout out Saloon Door.
Saloon
for-
Door, our
for
Shout
the
out.
crew.
For
They've
sure.
been our longest sponsor.
Shout
Thank
out.
you guys.
Cheers.
We love you.
Best beer in Houston.
Yeah, go check them out. They got a new location on Pearland as well.
Oh,
Thank
there
you
is?
guys.
Yeah, so they got the Webster and they got
what's
the Pearland. They've been telling me to go.
Man, we gotta make
We
a
need-
trip out
we
there.
need
That
to pull
sounds-
up, man.
Yeah.
Podcast there.
Yeah, we.
Oh,
That would
dope.
be
That'd be
actually
amazing.
Dope. Yeah.
Good idea,
Yeah,
Diego.
Yeah, that's
for
a
sure.
great idea.
Next one.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you where did Esteelo the name come from?
Man, funny story. So again, right? I had a brand before that, and I had it with my nephew.
The one that's married now?
Yeah, he's about to get married like in 2 weeks. Yeah. So it was really me and him that had started what is called OG Status. But at the time, he was getting really
I feel like I heard
serious.
it.
I gave you some
Yeah,
gear.
yeah.
This is a long time. This is when we
OG
were in high
status,
school.
nigga, 15 years old.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it was like the play was like with that
tricky
was just staying like solid to what you knew. That was like the plan of OG Status, right? Like just listening from your elders and going and
Yeah,
like establishing that on, right? But then he got really serious into dancing and he had no time for OG Status. And at the time, I was like, okay, well, you know, that was that time frame of it, but I want to do something on my own. So I started thinking about different names for different brands, and nothing was working, man. Like, I like the names, but when I would think of a design to do it, I was like, oh,
It
well,
ain't
this is
go.
just limited for this. This is limited for this, and you know what I'm saying. And I was getting frustrated. And at the time, I'm a big night owl, so most of my creativity goes from like midnight to like 3 in the morning. So we had like a family desktop, and I would work my like.
LimeWire on
Yeah,
that?
bro, like cracked versions of Photoshop and like GIMP 2.0, like the free version of like Photoshop. And so I'm like working on these things, and funny enough, my dad like walked out like at 2 in the morning and like went to go get a glass of water, and, like passed by, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Man, I'm thinking about like names for this brand, this clothing brand I want to do or whatever." And like he told me in Spanish, he was like, well, just make it your style, you know, like nomás piénsalo y hazlo en tu estilo, you know. And bro just walked into his room, and I'm just like, estilo, like, all right, you know, like it
Kind of like that.
it kind of
It
correlates
goes
with
with
everything, like, you know,
everything.
style, fashion. And I was like, man, estilo, and it kind of like shows a little bit about myself, like, you know, I'm Mexican American. I like bring my Mexican roots into this, you know. And so I wrote it down on like, I put it on the computer like as how it's spelled, like estilo, and I was like, I don't like the way it like looks, right, like STILO. So I was like, man, I'm gonna do double E on it, you know, and then give it that double flip of, you know, Mexican American, like a person,
Spanglish.
yeah, type, so estilo. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know, it'll work.
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
dope.
so I put it there, I put it that way, and I was like, oh, it works. Man,
So
this
shout
is
out
it.
to Pops. He's the one
Shout
that
out
came
to
up
Pops,
with the name.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but unknowingly,
My money
you know,
royalties,
it was
boy.
estilo, right?
He might
So-
charge you up after he
Oh,
hears
for sure. He's
After he hears
gonna
this
hit
part.
me up like, hey, man. Nah, we've talked about this before. Like, you know, like, and he says it too. He's like, man, like, he's like, I was half asleep, so I vividly remember having that conversation. But it's cool that, like, little things like that happen, right? Like,
Yeah,
little
shit happened like that for a
snaps
reason.
of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how the name came about. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's what's up.
And can you tell us a little bit about, like, obviously, like the trials and tribulations having your own brand,
Yeah,
having
for
like your
sure.
ups and downs, like sometimes something doesn't sell like you want it to,
Yeah.
or sometimes it does more than your expectations.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like, I know there's a lot of younger guys that watch our podcast. Like, people give up after a certain amount of times that your brand doesn't do it so
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah, for sure. Man, I've had a lot of that. I've had a lot of even thoughts of just like, man, is this really the route that I want to go through? And like, so the first of all, the first shirt that we dropped it April 1st, 2014. So it's
April
going
Fool's?
almost, yeah, April Fool's.
Damn, bro.
It was unknowingly too. I just dropped it. Funny enough, the Supreme store opened 1994, April 1st. The first
Word.
Supreme store, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I had no idea. I had watched
Fun
the
fact.
documentary, and so I was like, "Oh shit, that's when I dropped my first
Shout
team."
out James
Oh yeah,
Sable.
Supreme's dropping tomorrow. I like them lows. Them lows hard, bro.
Yeah,
Please,
so
dog.
so I've been doing this for a good amount of time, right? And that first shirt, like you said, the trials and tribulations of stuff. The first shirt did really good, right? It did really good to the point where I sold out so fast that the second shirt that I dropped, I think I made like 200 joints, and it
You
was on
went
like
crazy,
a special.
right?
Yeah, I did a lot
I was
of
gonna ask
tees.
about that too. Go ahead.
And it was a good tee. It was a good tee, but 200 people didn't want it, right? So I had a stock of shirts, and looking at them in my closet the whole time, I was like, man, what did I do wrong this time, right? But it wasn't that, it was just like you figured out that you need to figure out your market, and you're super early on, so you can't be making 200 tees. But it was good because I used that as for promotion. I gave them out to all the homies.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? I gave them out to like. At the time, I was already out of high school, but I had homies that were still in high school.
What shirt was this?
Funny enough, Gio did that one too. The esteelo
Ah,
that had the
Gio!
With the
Hey, you need to give
I
money
like
royalties
with
too.
the
Esteelo
esteelo
had
had the
that
white
one.
joint.
You need to give him royalties too.
Oh,
bro.
for sure, my boy getting it. Once this blows
Nah,
up,
that's
Come on,
dope.
man.
'Cause,
Well,
like,
shit, think about it, bro. A lot of the homies, I didn't
and that's weird that shirt didn't do that. Like, not like that.
Right.
But you probably over ordered.
over order.
You probably it could be a handful of things.
A lot of things, a lot of factors happen, right? Like, again, I had just dropped that estilo, the first one,
So
so
your
I had
expectations are also high, right?
super high, and it was like right back to back. So
Mhm.
people at the time,
People are broke
we just
too.
walked out. Yeah, we just walked out of high school. People just barely making their money, so they're not trying to buy
Do you
shirts
think
like
it had
that.
to do with like marketing too, or like
Yeah, because I had just at the time my marketing was like
it was just Instagram?
throw it on Instagram, go out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the shirt on, and then somebody asks, be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Again, that was like free promo, giving it to the homies, because then the homies would go, and that shirt did well like that. As far as what I felt was bad on.
Go ahead.
What I felt bad on was like thinking that that it was gonna sell, right, but it wasn't like what I expected, because it was right back to back.
Yeah. So basically, keep your expectations kind of moderate, right? You don't
Right,
wanna
moderate, right.
You don't want to go too.
And again, it wasn't a bad thing that I had
Mhm.
those, because it did what its thing. At the time, I thought, okay, well, man, I didn't sell out of these 200 shirts, right?
Mhm.
But in reality, those shirts that were left over, I used them as free promo, and it made better for the brand, right? Not for that specific shirt.
It's
just
not always
awareness.
about the money.
Awareness,
like, you're
right,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
market.
Brand awareness.
Right, which is what I think a lot of people that start something as far as like clothing, they think it's like, oh, I'm gonna make my money off
Mhm.
top, right? But that's how you're supposed to like do it. Like, know that you're gonna take L's from jump. Like it's supposed to happen this
Yeah.
way. My brother had told me he's like 90% of companies don't make their money back until like the third or fourth year
Mhm.
of them being in business.
That's what we used
You
to
know what I'm
talk about,
saying?
right?
Like that's how it works.
You don't
like
pay yourself
you
the
gotta
first
pay.
year.
You gotta pay your dues in a sense, right? So don't feel discouraged because this isn't selling like that. Again, that shirt gave me free promo. The third shirt that I dropped was the Southeast Astrodome tee, which people already knew
So
what a
now
estilo
that-
was.
yeah.
And then I dropped this fire tee. That was like, that went viral. That was like the one thing that I was like, okay, I could definitely do
It was on
this.
Twitter, right?
Bro, going crazy. I think
I was on that.
it was like 300 to 450 retweets,
Nice.
like 60. And at the time, people weren't really like pushing like that. So
Mhm.
I thought I was on top of the world at that point. I was like, oh, we blew
Yeah.
up.
Social
We
media
was
marketing
hard
was
to
way
fucking
different,
go
right?
viral.
Yeah, yeah. We blew up. And yeah, I think those shirts, again, I made 200 of the last ones. I was like, all right, I ain't finna do that again. So
And
I
you
made
underordered
50.
the next
Yeah,
one?
I did 50 and I sold out the first day. So then I went back to my printer.
It sucks not having them on hand. Right?
Nah,
Like,
but
Mhm.
I wasn't tripping because I had people who were like, oh yeah, I could wait the week or so. Like, that's
Do
cool.
some pre-orders.
Yeah,
so-
do some pre-orders. Like, I can wait the week. I ain't tripping. And yeah, we made some more shirts. And again, it was just finding the balance of it. And it took
so
a while.
really, that 200 order, it was worth it in the long run.
For sure, in the long run.
Maybe
What
not
felt
in the
like
first
at
day,
the time.
second
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
but in the long run, it helped the next drop. you
For
know?
sure. And that's what I mean about, like, don't feel discouraged if one tee doesn't do good. Like, just keep pushing, man. Just keep doing what it's needed to be done and telling whatever story that you want to tell through
All
that.
our merch be selling out.
You know what I'm saying?
Most, like, we never have any merch on hand. It just anytime we get it, it sells.
Yeah.
And this
For
time
sure.
I ordered a bunch of shorts, and my bro was telling me I over ordered, but I'm like, I just want to have it on hand.
Mhm.
And we have 20K followers, so like, 500 should. I mean, that even if 1% of your followers want it, I mean, what's 1% of 20,000? Like,
Any mathematicians in here?
1% of
I don't want to say
20,000.
is that
Like,
what, two
that's
or
200.
200, right?
200.
200.
Yeah, it's
or something.
200. So
So
1%
that's
of
half.
200.
That's like 1%. Like,
Yeah.
that's super low. you
I'm
know
a
what I mean?
math
Right.
wizard, but I suck
And
at
then we
everything
could
else.
ship one out of Brandon and
Yeah.
just do
right, right.
marketing. And
Marketing with it.
It's
right.
our brand, so
Yeah.
I'm cool like spending 5 bands on mine, and we spend like thousands and thousands
Right.
of dollars on Babe, Supreme, Nike, Adidas.
Right.
Like we need to invest some into our brand. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the margin a lot better too when you.
When you do it
when
yourself,
it's
right?
you,
it's
it's
you,
not.
yeah, yeah. For sure, when
and
you're
that's why
buying from
with the
another
bags,
third party.
Remember I asked you about the bags?
Mm-hmm.
I mean they're like 20 cents, but that's just presentation. People
Right.
like that shit.
Mhm.
Oh, that was another thing that I learned early on, right? That people are gonna invest more into you when you invest more into you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. They
like-
see you grind and they
Yeah.
see you doing your thing. They're gonna
Yeah.
want. That's why. Remember I told you last time. Like, people want to buy your stuff, but if you don't have it, how are they gonna support?
How are they
you?
gonna
How
support
many
it,
times
right.
does that happen in here? You have anything, Space City?
Every
just
every
wanna
day.
support
At
you.
least every day.
yeah, yeah.
So it's
And it's like how Gio says, right? It's kind of best to have it on hand, even if you're leaving that stock right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have it, you know, because you just lost not that you lost a customer, but you lost a sale there, you know. And even though going back to how G had said, right, it's not so much about the dollar, it's about the transaction, right? Like if you said, like how you said, you give it to Brandon wears it, that's already free exposure in a sense. And it's all love, you know, it's all like off the muscle both ways, right? Brandon's gonna wear your stuff because he rocks with y'all, and y'all giving it to him, or not giving it to him, but y'all showing love by, you know, gifting him,
Yeah,
you
these
know what I'm
guys
saying?
gave a shoe to Brandon Moreno. I remember, and the next morning this shit was all over social media,
Yeah.
bro. This shit
Yeah.
was all over
Yeah,
MMA
ESPN,
Junkie
yeah.
or whatever. Like it
and,
was everywhere,
MMA
bro.
hour.
Yeah.
but he just signed into fucking Puma, so we can't even give him Nikes. Well,
Yeah,
You
but
gotta
my
give
thing
them-
with the
show 'em some
order,
Puma
I
plies
was
all
telling
day.
Gio, like, I like to sell out. Like,
Mhm.
500, I don't know how long it's going to take us to sell out.
Mhm.
So it's like 100, I know we can sell out for sure within what? How many shorts can we sell? 100, like,
I mean, people are buying these shorts all day.
Man,
Like,
yeah.
they're double the
Calculated
price. Oh yeah, those.
We're about to
Those
sell
are-
out of those, like in
Shout out
reality.
we had a,
Yeah.
That's
how many
really
of
what
those
wanted
did-
me to do it. Like them.
How many do we have of those? Around
have, like,
500?
Of these black ones, we at least had like 300 or 400 of them, and the
The
white
black ones
ones,
are almost gone, right?
the black ones, I probably have 5 left.
How many do you own?
Yes.
Hey, come on, dog.
Yeah, but
No, but
I
in
think
reality,
it's never a bad thing to invest in yourself.
no.
For sure.
Have
for
it
sure.
on hand. People are always gonna ask about our brand. Do you have anything?
And I
Space
wanted to
City?
mix up colors. Like, I want to do 100 blue or like purple
Yeah,
or
yeah.
green, dark
Yeah,
green.
Yeah, you get people.
And
That's
I
for
was
the,
just thinking
that's for the
another-
next drop, man. We're gonna keep
But
these
if we
people
got
hooked.
100 of each, it would like not have lasted. I don't think. So
Yeah, I don't.
500
I definitely think one size like a large would have sold out like within a
Mhm.
week. You
Well,
know,
the cool thing
once
about
we
even
get
like
them.
doing different colors, right, is like you have one customer that's willing to pay buy three different
Yeah, buy
shorts
all
because they're
3 different
colors,
colors.
right?
I went with the more like
Neutral.
neutral
Yeah,
one. with the
camo is what
regular
everybody
camo.
really.
For sure. And that's the first introduction to the shorts. So
I've already
people
had
are
a
gonna
bunch
rock
of
with
people
them.
ask me about them.
Yeah, no, for
Like,
sure.
hey, yeah,
Have you
those for
posted
sale?
them or not?
The ones I
Nah.
got are the comfiest
I was
ones,
gonna do
bro.
a Cancun shoot,
Yeah.
but just shit was not the way.
Cancun shoot. Dang.
just-
So it's finna be in
I
the sand.
see you.
But I didn't do it because I was
Oh
just.
man.
In the moment, huh? Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. When I'm on vacation, I'm like, I don't think like, oh, let me take a picture.
For the
like,
yeah, you're on vacation.
I would
yeah.
post it for my homies in my story just so y'all can see what's going on.
Yeah.
But like for me to be like, hey, let's do a shoot. I just be like you said, I'll be in the moment. I'm too busy. I got kids. I don't know.
I
I'll
get
be
it,
doing
man.
other shit.
Yeah.
But it was on my mind. I had a whole fit. I was like, I got the fit. I got the olive, the Travis,
Yeah.
everything, and that was just like never happened.
I mean, we did a shoot for him already in a sense.
Yeah,
so
I
we
did,
just
yeah, I
gotta
seen that.
edit
Yeah, and
and
I mean
shoot it
it's a
in.
good concept
Mhm.
too, like the bathing ape camo with
Mhm.
Yeah.
the alien
People are
head
gonna eat it
camo.
up.
Yeah.
The flip.
I just want to, the first time we posted to be like
It has to be right? That's
Oh,
what
for
we're
sure,
waiting on the
for
EPs too. Where we're like,
I know,
Mitch,
I
like,
need
we
the-
need the geek, we need
But-
this.
I need that
Right
geek.
before you walked in yesterday, we were talking about like, hey, we
Yeah.
need to make a post.
We need to make money off that. Like,
What
we
I
can make
feel
more
like-
content in the future.
I feel like as far as content goes, with I want to do something different. Like everybody posts pictures, right? And that's
That's what
cool.
I'm saying.
And that's a great way of throwing it out. But I've been wanting to like really go more into
The video
upgrading
ones.
and the video and doing like
Commercials,
commercials.
basically.
Bro,
yeah.
Ronnie fight with the kid
Y'all gotta
drops,
start using
bro.
this camera
He
then.
does great. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He does
That
good. And everybody kind of like elevates to that point. Like,
No,
honestly,
and
I
I
don't
told
even
them,
know
I was
how to
like,
use
we
that
got these new dunks in.
Yeah,
they're
it's
they're
kinda
probably
hard,
about
but
a month and a
it's not
half,
really that
you know, early. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He does, you know, jiu-jitsu. We might as well just do a whole shoot where he's grappling with someone, like
Yeah,
a little commercial. And I mean, if
But
you,
yeah, that's, we could do that still. I mean,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
just because
Yeah.
we post a raffle doesn't mean we can't do that.
I know, but
now.
Mitch didn't want to ruin. Like, he
No,
didn't
I
wanna-
know, I
he
just
wanted
wanted
to-
to-
he's
People,
like,
we already
which
posted
is
them on
cool.
the story.
We already
like,
filled
that's
up-
we got 'em.
Yeah,
We
but
dang
that-
near filled
but
up the
no,
raffle
whenever
already.
we posted the pics, that's when everybody, what the, y'all have them? Like, the story kind of keeps you like the people weren't even
Yes.
thinking I had them. They just
But
thought,
you
oh,
wanna?
No, yeah,
we
yeah.
got them early for a reason.
Yeah, you,
No,
like,
hell
yeah,
flex 'em as
you
early as
want,
you
yeah,
can.
you want to sell them as fast as
and
possible.
we invested 5 bands into them, so it's like
For sure.
gotta get some of that money before they come out. It's a risk, you know what I mean? Buying shoes early.
yeah, it is. But
It
this
is.
is a risk I'm willing to take, and I'll bet. Like,
But there's
when I
nothing
saw
wrong
it.
with doing a raffle and then.
No, it's
No, no.
That's
there
what I was
isn't.
thinking. I was like,
No,
why-
but he had a
I just,
point.
yeah,
though.
I just wanted to
He was
post
saying,
them with
'cause you know how
the.
Nike, whenever they used to
everything.
release like first they wouldn't give you no pics, no nothing.
Yeah.
You'll just get like a little commercial,
Right.
and they'll show the shoe or
Yeah.
Michael Jordan
Right.
doing his thing,
Yeah.
and then that would be the premiere.
Yeah,
of
the
the
Right.
premiere
shoe.
of the shoe.
That's what he was trying to do.
on
but-
the on the Spike Lee level,
Yeah.
you know, type of.
yeah, some
Which
cool,
crazy enough,
shit.
right? Homegirl Kay Illa, she's a DJ out here. She did something with, I want to say it's her manager or just a homie of hers, but he directs videos, and they did something for Awake and New Balance.
Nice.
And it wasn't like it had nothing to do, you know, as far as like it wasn't constructed by
It was just
Awake
their
or New-
shit?
Yeah, they did it, right?
That's what we're trying to
And
do.
I thought that was like a dope concept for them to even get not attention, but to get like eyes on them to be like, hey, bro, like, you know, this is what we're doing. This is our creativity.
Yeah.
And you never know.
Right.
Angelo might see it and be like, yo, this is, you know, this is
Yeah, no,
lit,
for
right?
sure.
That's what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's cool because he showed me a video that he did in his garage.
Yeah.
That I'm
for
like,
sure.
bro, I'm thinking the exact same thing, but we got a badass camera.
Yeah.
We got a
Yeah.
badass
Do better
setup, and we
production,
got a
like,
better,
yeah.
you know, we got a better line of
Yeah.
people that know what, you know. So I'm like, bro, if we shoot a video with these, you know, jiu-jitsu dunks with this jiu-jitsu gear, it'll hit, you know.
Definitely.
No, for sure.
Ain't no problem with raffling it off because
Yeah.
as the
that's cool and all that, but we need to make money. Like,
yeah, the faster we sell them, the more money you'll make. Because right
no,
now
no one was against the raffle
they're like
though.
$1,200.
but
You know
y'all
what I mean?
wanted to like delay it until after we did the.
No,
gear
we're
and all
just
that.
talking about it.
Well,
We're just like discussing.
but I was just saying, let's do it now. Like, you know, just do it. Like, it's gonna take a couple of days to fill up the raffle, so might as well do it ASAP.
Yeah, and the raffle's almost filled up. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't sold a single one,
yeah.
so this raffle's gonna help, like, bring the cost of the product down to what we paid or whatever.
For sure.
No, for sure.
I'm a numbers guy. Like, if I invested 5,000, we need to make as much of that back as possible.
Yeah.
And then the content we could post, like, even like the week of, like. these
Yeah, the
come out
week
this
of release
like,
date.
Right.
Yeah, this is the faster we post, the better.
Well, the cool thing about it, right, is that
Why
there's
wait,
a lot
you
of
know?
ways of going about this.
Yeah,
right?
there's
So,
a
and,
million ways
and
to
the
go
end
about
result
this.
will still be somewhat of the same. As just how to go about it, right? The most efficient way, right? Because
Yeah.
there's more than one route to every end goal, right?
Mhm.
No, yeah, I think that's true. But I mean, the longer we wait, the more it'll
the
go
market is
down.
gonna start
Right.
going
Because
Right.
right now
down,
the dunks are sitting at like over $1,000
Mhm.
type deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the faster we move them, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
The more we'll
Especially
get out of
the
them.
fact
Tomorrow
that
they
they're
might-
unreleased, right?
drop even lower the day after. They
Mhm.
might drop. They
And that's
might-
your
you
investment
just- you
there,
don't
right?
know.
Yeah.
It's the stock that you're just sitting on.
Or you know,
It
you
might
could
crash.
just, or it could just be like a thing where
Or it
Nike
could come
just
out, shit's
decides,
gonna
yeah,
go
or
up. I
I was
mean,
about
you
to say
never
Nike,
know.
Yeah.
Nike
So-
decides to drop
You notice
later
that?
in
When
time.
people
So
take L's, like market goes up, like with the Jaritos, no one hit on them, and then you go StockX, check market, and them hoes went up $100.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
Gordon
hoping that
Ryan
happens
might
with
wear
these.
them to his
I'm
next
pretty sure
match.
that's what's gonna happen.
Pretty
I mean,
sure
it's
that's
a crazy- it's a
so they're not
collab,
gonna
yeah.
mass produce
Yeah.
them.
They don't mass produce any SBs.
That's what I'm saying.
Because only skate shops get them, and
Yeah.
like tier 0
Yeah.
shops.
Yeah, so I think either way it's gonna be a good investment. I wasn't really like, obviously the raffle's gonna get us more. We're gonna double up off the rip. We can probably
Yeah.
even do another raffle,
Mhm.
like if we get that much
But do
traction.
it ASAP, like not wait. Just do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the
do-
longer you wait, then
The more you lose every day that it sits.
if we do a raffle now and it fills up today, we could run it back and do another one.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm all about making my money in whatever we invest, especially if we used like our capital. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, looking at these dunks, I was gonna tell you guys, like, what do you guys think of the dunk in itself?
They're freaking sick.
Bro, the concept, I remember when they came out, before I even knew about the like 6 laces thing.
Yeah, I didn't know about the whole laces
Bro,
thing either.
I thought it was already a dope concept in
Mhm.
itself. I remember talking to Chino about it and be like, bro, that's a shoe right there.
I didn't even notice it said like this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. That's crazy, but I mean, figured from Nike SB
Mass
it'd
Don't Lie
be
was like
Mads don't lie is basically
Like,
like bought online,
No,
like,
like-
yeah.
tap you. I'm like
No, basically the Mads don't lie is that you can claim to be this on
Mm.
Yeah.
Instagram
Mhm.
or whatever the hell. When you go to the Mads, they ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
You're
ain't
get
gonna lie. You're
exposed.
gonna have
Yeah.
to put that action up.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
what's
man.
the lines for? You know, or just
Yeah, I'm about
I
to
don't
say, what
really
is
know
that
design.
all that detail?
The
for?
black belts have like black.
Yeah, I
with
know
the
you get
white
lines.
on
That's probably what
that's
that's
how this
for.
is. You see this right here?
Yeah.
This is like my
tips.
favorite
The lace
part.
tips, right? It has
That's
the
a black
lines.
belt,
I seen
bruh.
that. I was with.
It's like the degrees.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. But I seen one of the other belts also has the. Do you get
But yeah,
degrees
so
for
you
other
get,
belts?
You get stripes on every belt.
Oh, nice.
So you
So-
get 1 stripe, 2 stripe, 3, and 4.
Before you, I was
Oh,
gonna
you
ask
get,
before you.
get promoted to the next rank.
That's dope, man. Just even the craft of the shoe, you know. What I'm
So
saying?
if you see a guy rocking those and you see him with the black one, are you automatically gonna think he's a black belt or what?
No,
are you gonna check him?
not necessarily.
Oh,
Look, that's the
you gotta-
homie with the AP key.
All right, well let's get it.
Let's
Oh,
get
let's
it.
get him on the pod.
So I think people are gonna wear them to whatever color they like,
Yeah,
whatever matches the fit.
right, for sure.
I'm gonna wear the black at all
Yeah.
time.
At all times, gotta let him know.
What's up,
For
brother?
sure.
How's it going, my man? You wanna catch a seat or what?
Yeah, man, catch him a seat.
I can scoot over. Yeah, we're just discussing these Nike SBs.
Yeah, I saw him.
What's up, my man? How's it going?
What's up, brother?
Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, what's going on? I'm NASA. Get a lot of shoes from here at Space City, Collective. Actually brought these guys the AP gi. We're just discussing that. Man, I seen those shoes and
Check
they're
'em out.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, this guy's heavy as heck.
Yeah, put the rash guard in there.
What do you think about them?
Well, one, I like the way it feels. It's fucking badass.
Yeah, it's gonna match, huh?
I'm a nerd for all stuff like this. I'm such a nerd. I don't even use the gi that much, and
Me
I just be
neither.
buying them.
You have a Gracie key or?
Yeah, it's GB. I can't even use that over there. Just be buying shit.
Yeah, we're gonna make a video.
Did you bring the rash guard?
Yeah, it's in there.
Hopefully doing like a flying armbar or something.
Oh, I saw them on their website where they're saying submissions, like do like video submissions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, did they say that?
Oh, that's sick.
I think so on their website or on the on their IG.
And they're gonna do what? They're gonna repost people?
I think so. Something in Vegas or something like that.
Oh,
they
the
got-
Jiu-Jitsu con.
Yeah.
You should
Jiu-Jitsu
go.
con,
Yeah.
bruh.
So I'm a freaking.
You
Jiu-Jitsu
got
con.
cons for everything, bro.
I'm a jiu-jitsu nerd.
You're a
man.
con.
I'm finna go con. I'm finna
We
go
were just discussing like
Con, man.
I think
Real.
these lines, like you know when you get the line before you level
Yeah.
up, I think that's what this shit stands for.
Oh shit.
And under everything, like on the toe is blue, on the check is red.
I love what Nike's doing with these shoelaces, just tossing a bunch in there.
I wouldn't recommend like cutting them up though, to be honest. Too much.
Yeah, I don't think I'd.
But
If
I
you
think-
cut them up
If
all
you're
the way,
skating and like
But what
scuffing them,
I
then
like-
that's something else.
I like the
yeah.
fact that
but-
that is under there, so whenever
Yeah.
people skate them, you know what I'm saying? I want to
I
see
think
how
we
they
do
do
Well,
a
it.
video
I don't
of
know.
us cutting it.
You don't know the mind
get
of
a lot
a
of, like,
fucking blue belt or
traction.
purple belt. They
Yeah,
might want to
pressure.
scratch them all off. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, they are cool though. Like, it's cool because like, say you beat that tan, you beat him to shit. You just cut him.
Yeah,
Now they can be-
Or
now
they'll
you can beat
they'll
the
be
blue.
straight by the time
So
you
do,
beat them to
do I
straight.
gotta put my blue laces on when I get
We were
them?
just talking about that.
You're a blue belt?
Yeah, I'm blue belt.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How long you been training?
About 3 years now. Three
Nice,
going
nice.
on 4 years. Been taking it seriously for about a year and a half. At the time I
Okay.
was just kind of off and on, but yeah, freaking kind of addicted at this point.
Yeah.
It gets like it becomes like a drug, I
It was
guess.
a thing that I won't.
I was during the pandemic. I was competing every weekend.
No shit.
Yeah, cause
What the heck?
Yeah,
There was no other sports
Bro.
open, but jiu-jitsu and UFC.
Or were they having the events that were
At
just
Third
IBJJF?
Coast?
Oh,
No,
Third Coast?
IBJJF was closed.
Oh, yeah.
That was Third Coast.
I was just like, so when pandemic happened,
infamous Third
I
Coast.
just started training with my buddy Will. He, I think all
Yeah, Will.
the GB gyms were like closed, or some were open, probably like low key.
Let me see that.
But he had mats in his garage, so I mean, we
Same.
would just pull up and I'll just get the shit kicked out of me, and then
This material
eventually
is
signed up for jits, and then off and on, and then I started taking it seriously. And what's funny is I started taking it seriously, became pretty decent at it. For some reason, I always tell everybody this, like, from going hard in jits and then going hard in like business, like I do sales. It just kind of goes hand in hand, and I'm just fired up for like both. I'm just fucking doing it. So if I miss a day at work, or if I miss jiu-jitsu, like it's kind of like I miss a day at work essentially, like mentally.
yeah.
It's weird. It's
Feels
kind of
like
something.
it put you back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of like in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marines before.
Oh,
so
shit.
like you PT every morning. That's like to get work started. So it's mandatory. You got to do that. So it's kind of like in my head, like very similar. Like I got a PT to do work right after, except with jiu-jitsu and
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm just being
So you
weird.
train how often?
About 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to get to right now.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of injuries. So
Yeah, I
we
just
rode?
Yeah, I don't think so.
We haven't?
I just got injured actually. For the first time in a while, I tore my foot, popped like 4 times like that way, and then my knee went that way,
You
popped
got-
once. No, I didn't even get a leg lock. Just some guy was being a dummy and alligator. I had him in a leg lock. I was like gonna heel hook him, and then he just like freaked the fuck out. He's a blue belt.
Started
too.
rolling?
Yeah, he just freaking alligator rolled the other way. My foot was right side up and just landed on it, and it crunched.
And you felt it right away?
Bro, it was loud. Everybody on the mat stopped. They were looking because I don't get hurt like that. Everybody's looking. I was like, I kind of had like a groan, like oh shit. I was scared to look at my foot because I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna be the other side.
Yeah.
But it was back. It was just kind of hurting, so I had to curl off the mats and stuff. But yeah,
Damn.
that was
How long ago was that?
that was about 2 weeks ago.
They always
Yeah.
say you're never gonna get hurt training with a black belt
No,
or a brown belt, maybe, but like the blue belts, the white belts, even purples get like your chance of
They
getting
spaz.
hurt.
there's some
They
spazzy
spaz,
guys,
they
man. There's some
spaz.
spazzy guys out
So
there.
just imagine you training, Gio. You go train, and you're athletic. Like you're gonna probably go hard.
Yeah.
We're finna get in a fist fight if that shit happens.
Start
bro.
elbowing and shit.
So you might go hard.
Oh,
like,
hey, there's people out there like that, man. Like I've rode some
Sorry,
guys.
elbowing you.
Yeah,
I
they're
got elbowed in my
assholes.
nose. The last time I trained, like, actually the guy was about to take my back, and like I spun into him, and like his elbow went right into my nose, and
Oh, you had a black eye,
I
right?
landed in guard. So
Yeah.
if he didn't get my back, I was back in guard, but
Yeah.
I took an elbow, like
Yeah,
doing that shit.
I think some guy was trying to reach around and grab my freaking under my armpit, and he fucking took my nose with it too, like punched him. Like I looked at it, I was like, it was like one of those things where we like consciously look at each other like, really? And he's like, my bad, bro, I'm sorry. Like we both like, dude, I was like, ah, damn, man. But just as funny, man. You meet some characters, you meet some weird motherfuckers, and you meet some like really cool guys. Like I met some really good friends in jiu-jitsu. I think that's probably my favorite things. It's funny is met some really cool guys, and then like I said, I do like real estate sales and stuff like that, and they've actually become clients too. And it's like not even like forcing it; it's just like naturally happens.
You know how much
Yeah.
people come in here just to buy shoes from him just because
For
they
jiu-jitsu
support
shit?
him in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu and shit?
They might not even have the money. They're like, man, Chris, take my last.
It's cool, man. It's just like
Tap
it's
me
like
out,
a.
dog, you got me.
It's very.
Take my life.
What's the word for it?
Supportive, right?
Yeah, everybody's supportive, but it
Supportive
kind of
for
reminds me
sure.
of the military in that aspect, because like you kind of have like that brotherhood, camaraderie stuff, and it was kind of hard for me when I got out the Marine Corps, like finding friends that
'Cause
like
you have so
I
much
had friends.
structure in there, right?
Yeah, yeah, structure, and everybody's going through shit. Like they're putting you through a grinder of like I was in infantry,
Bro,
so
I
it's
cannot
hard as fuck.
imagine.
Oh, you're
so
in
you had to do
infantry?
that?
Yeah, I was infantry, and
What
I
did
didn't.
you have to do to get it? Like, isn't there like a fucking like?
Like schools and stuff like that. Yeah, you go to infantry schools and stuff like that, but it's kind of like,
But like,
it's made to pass. You just have to like have like the fortitude to actually just do everything. They're telling you when to eat, when to fucking shit, when to run. So it's to the T like a freaking like a course. But you just don't give up. You don't give up, then you're fine. But finding that camaraderie outside of the military was on the mats, and that's where I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. Like I got my friends off the mats.
A lot of military vets go.
Even
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of cops too.
Well, what I've realized too is because jiu-jitsu's kind of almost becoming mainstream, right? Almost right
it's
there.
Right there.
So what you see is that you see a lot of veterans with PTSD and guys that like they don't really have a purpose. And I follow the veteran community just as much as I follow like jits and all the other stuff. And you're kind of seeing a a lot of these veterans, there's actually programs that are giving these veterans like that don't have the funds to like pay for like jiu-jitsu fucking memberships. They're giving them funds to actually
they do that.
get into like I think it's the
Wounded Warrior part.
Wounded Warrior, and there's one more. It's like I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but they're funding these guys to get on the mats and stuff like that. They're finding that camaraderie again. They're going through that grinder that they had to deal with the military. They're kind of finding that purpose that they kind of felt like they lost and stuff. So it's kind of cool to see. Like for me, I thought that was pretty cool. But also, I kind of found my drive with sales as well. So I don't make money with jiu-jitsu, but I kind of find that drive with like making money in sales. But having both is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start competing again too.
When was the last time you competed?
About a year ago when I was a white belt.
Okay.
I got beat up, but I also didn't know what I was doing. So nowadays, I like to say I know what the fuck I'm doing.
But you're kind of like a Mario Lopez kind of a little bit.
This is this is recorded, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this to my fucking girl. That's like the 7th time somebody's telling me that shit. Oh, you just
like a younger Mario
yeah.
Lopez.
Everybody tells me that, bro.
He's just tall as shit, though.
That's a compliment.
Mario Lopez is small.
Hey,
No,
but that dude's a beast, man.
Yeah.
He's not that
Yeah.
small.
No way. He's
That
smaller
mother-
than him.
Yeah, he's a
Gracie
jits,
Baja,
yeah.
what, purple?
Yeah, he's a purple belt.
Yeah.
That dude's
He came
ripped.
to us. He visited our gyms.
Yeah.
No, I've seen him before. He
I
used to
think
spar with
into boxing
Canelo.
too, ain't
Yeah,
he
he
sparred
sparred with
Canelo,
Canelo.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Back in the day, yeah. He's like he has like 30-some amateur fights or something like that. in
Really?
Boxing, yeah.
No shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
I know he's friends with De La Hoya too.
Yeah. He was on the
documentary.
He docu
Yeah.
and he was on
How's the documentary?
George Lopez
You seen
show
it?
with him and everything.
I saw a
Yeah.
little bit of it.
It's good. You seen a little bit?
Yeah, I seen a little bit of it. I actually want to watch it. I don't really like De La Hoya, but I also kind of like documentaries, so I think he's kind of a weirdo.
I like. Yeah, exactly.
He's
Yeah.
regardless of
respect
what
him a
he's
little
done in
more.
his
Yeah.
life, like besides boxing, you know what I mean? He's still one of the greatest boxers
Oh,
Mexico
100%.
and
He has the
America's ever
accolades.
had. You know?
He got the accolades all day.
For sure. Growing up, De La Hoya was the guy.
The guy, yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Like,
nobody else but De La Hoya.
My dad
you
loves
know?
De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Well, in the Mexican community, De La Hoya was the guy after Julio Cesar
Yeah,
Chavez.
he got
Yeah,
dethroned.
twice.
You
Yeah.
know? No, so,
Well,
yeah.
appreciate you bringing that game.
real.
Yeah, appreciate the
Okay.
key.
Appreciate the key, man.
I can sell you for it.
Yeah,
or whatever. You
yeah.
want to take a look around the store? We're about to wrap
Yeah,
up the podcast in a minute.
Well, yeah, I'll look around the store. I
We
wanna
have
hop on
those for
the-
sale?
Yeah, I want to get in the raffle. We'll probably
You
buy
wanna
one
get in
of
the
these
raffle?
too.
Yeah, I was about to ask. We're doing a raffle if you want to join.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'll be around the store right now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys.
So, remember, you already know Jill's looking at you.
Ready for the question.
When are you gonna join jiu-jitsu?
That'd be dope, man. I wouldn't mind.
So when we collabing, man, like we need to collab
wanna
already.
do?
We got a couple things already in the books that people don't know about. It's just the fact that we got to get it done. But definitely in the works. Definitely soon.
That shit will go
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
We haven't collabed with anyone.
No, yeah. I mean,
Have we?
I'd like to be the
Yeah.
first one. That would be dope. That would be
Hopefully.
dope.
Jeff Hamilton.
We have
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple
we did collab.
collabs in the
Yeah.
works.
Shout out Jeff.
That's a legendary collaboration.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's the only one you guys collab with is Jeff Hamilton, and
It's
that's
'cause
like
he's
one of the fucking
exclusive,
most
though.
legendary ones, and
Yeah.
it's the first one.
Word.
So
word.
the second one has to
And
be
you
the
actually
bomb.
designed it.
Yeah, I designed that joint. So technically, I guess we somewhat collabed.
Collabed
already.
on the.
But
What's
Yeah.
your end goal? Like, do you want to be
Um,
like a creative director of like a big brand? Like,
that
would
would
you
be
like
dope,
to do
man.
something like that? or
Yeah,
what?
that would be dope. The thing with this is just being creative, right? I don't think the end goal is I don't think that like the end goal is to be in one genre of things. I want to be able to like create in any way as possible. You know what I'm saying? If it's not with clothing, whether it be with music, whether it be with just art, period, photography,
Something you love to do.
whatever it is that makes me feel like I can wake up every morning and just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not just-
Freedom?
Yeah, freedom.
So that's your end game, just
Yeah, the end
doing
game
what
is
you
just-
love.
Yeah. As far as, and I guess the way that I would simplify that into one is just to be a curator of things, right? Just be able to help out people as far as whatever their brand is, or whatever like events they want to do, whatever hand I can go ahead and contribute with, right? Whatever hand I can put in and contribute with. That's the end goal with me that I would want to do, whether it's anything else. But esteelo is definitely one of the biggest things for me, and it's the first thing. So it's like my baby, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got that tatted on me for a reason.
For sure.
You know?
What about the Soho Dome? Like,
Oh yeah, man, shit.
tell
That's
us a little about that.
man, that shit there is obviously another thing that I'm very passionate about. That's more than anything. It's the homie Brian Chino. You know what I'm saying? That's his baby, but I contribute with that as well with him. You know, that's a homie.
You're like
Somewhat of a partner in it. I don't like calling myself a partner in it because again, he's the one that does 90% of the things.
Where
out
was he
there.
at ThriftCon this weekend?
He was in Portland. Yeah, bro was in Portland.
Oregon.
Putting in work.
He drove.
Yeah.
Nah, he flew out there.
Oh,
He flew out there. Yeah, he flew out there. The homie Resilient from he does vintage. He was the one that helped us out and sent. He had gotten a trailer and.
So he's still doing helping Chino here?
Yeah,
and there?
for sure, definitely. I still am into vintage, and I still go here and there. But right now, it's more focusing on this and just focusing on like life things.
So, Memo, what do you as far as like for the near future, what do you hope esteelo becomes as you know, as far as a brand here in Houston or
just
in
a
the United
staple.
States or
right.
in,
I want to start here in Houston, right, and do what it's already been doing. You know what I'm saying?
It
Just-
sells really
yeah,
good in here.
yeah.
Like, if we're like the flagship store for your drops, like people.
Yeah.
do you,
And you are. This is the only place that has my brand besides the website. It's like, and again, it was a family affair type thing. I wouldn't want to go and take it anywhere. I've had other stores like ask me if they want to do it, but it just don't feel right to me. You know what I'm saying? This feels like this home. You know what I'm saying? I'm here as much as I want to be. You know, and I don't feel like anything else. It feels like, you know what I'm saying? It's a family affair. I can always bring my stuff here and
Yeah.
have it here, and I know it's in good hands.
And every time we post, you get shitload of followers.
Bro, yes, all the time. And even like I've had people
It's
stop
just
me
your
and be like,
designs are dope. So.
I've had people stop me and be like, oh yeah, bro, I went to Space City. I see your stuff. It's dope.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, we get so many people come in here and we'll bring a regular Chicago or a bread or anything
Right,
and be
right.
like, man, I need something to match this right now.
Right.
And I point them right to that shirt because it's,
For sure.
you know,
Yeah, it works, right?
I'm wearing the bread right now.
I was gonna wear the shirt right now.
We've been matching all of us, me and Mitch out here.
right?
But I wore
I
it.
hear.
But yeah, man, I think just to be a staple in Houston first, and then take over as much as I can. I feel like esteelo is a thing that I want to be noticed more for. I guess my creativity more than just esteelo. I want to be known more than just that, and just more than anything, just be creative. To be able to be creative
Hell yeah.
in all aspects of it, right? In
Yeah.
all genres of it.
No, that's I get you. One of my first shirts that I ever bought from any street. I remember mentioning to you that everybody from Houston has that same style.
Mhm.
So you're one of my first shirts that I ever bought, an Outlaw as well.
Right,
You know, one of the
for
first
sure.
street brands that I ever bought
Yeah.
that I like locally like what they design.
Yeah.
So, you got a good thing going, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean, you
for
just-
sure.
You need to keep pushing it and
Yeah.
keep releasing stuff, bro.
Yeah,
'cause,
for sure.
you
That's
know,
the thing too,
You
right?
got
Like,
the mind for it.
yeah, that's the one thing that I would say is like kind of hard is trying to balance out life, work, and still do this. You know what I'm saying? It is very important for me, so I do want to drop more, and I am gonna drop more during
Yeah.
like this year and for the forthcoming years. But my thing is very oriented on like timeline, right? Like I'm very big on like dropping for like holidays or special dates or stuff like that. Like the next drop is gonna be a Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah,
tee,
nice.
You know, so like that's
You
the
got the
next drop.
print for that and everything.
Yeah, I got
already?
everything ready for it, so it's
Nice.
just ready to
Canelo
get done.
fights too.
Yeah,
September
yeah,
30th
so,
with Charlo.
You know,
Yeah.
that, and I also want to help, like again, right, like collaborating with people, collaborating as much as I can, and helping out whatever younger cats that need help, because I feel like I'm somewhat being able to maneuver around this
Yeah.
type of industry now.
Yeah.
So
The ins and out of it.
yeah, for sure.
You got any other questions, Mitch?
Nah, man. For right now, I think that'll be it. I always said my favorite two brands were always Outlaw and Esteelo. As far as that they create different things that it's based out of your normal Houston stuff.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you can get your normal Houston stuff,
Yeah,
and I make a joke out of it, but you can honestly go to like a flea market and get your normal
Yeah,
Houston stuff.
yeah.
But as far as creativity and where it goes and all that stuff,
yeah,
you guys are probably the only ones that I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna buy something from them for real
Yeah.
and spend my money rather than spend it on Supreme or something
Yeah,
like that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
for sure, man.
So,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Another thing, I know you've had like problems before, like with getting your stuff printed and they don't
Mhm.
come out the way like
Right,
you
right.
want it to. How do you go like about that? Like,
Man, at a certain point, again, because not knowing like the terminologies and things would be like, I would be upset. I'd be like, all right, man, whatever, right? Like, let it be. But knowing now, like, hey, man, you know what you want, and if you talk to these people before about it, like, one of the best things that I have now is that I have a trustworthy printer, the guy that does my stuff exactly how I like it, and we've built a good relationship, right? A good equal marriage of what we like to do. But I used to just let that slide. Now I'm more to like my business where I'm like, hey man, I spent money with you. I need to make sure that this is right.
Because you got insurance that were like, remember the Playboy ones?
Yeah,
They were like,
yeah, they were sideways. They were done different, and I mean, fortunately at that point, I got my money back for those, right? And the guy was like, hey man, you can take whatever you want, whichever ones that are actually good. And fortunately, that was a good. But I've lost money before on like other tees, other printers, and like. Again, it's a trial and tribulation thing. Sometimes you gotta charge it to the game and be like, "Well, fuck it,
That's
man.
part of the
it is what it is, right?"
Thing that people don't want to hear about,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
You gotta know who
again,
to deal
right?
with, right?
Yeah, know who you're dealing with, and just make sure that like you're investing the right way. But you're not gonna know that until you take those L's, right? And it's a process, bro. It's a process, right? Like with me, I didn't know that there was different types of printing. I just knew screen print. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know at the time. I didn't know what direct to garment was. I didn't know what like
Screen
vinyl print was. So there was times where I would be like, yeah, man, I want these to get printed, and I thought it was gonna be screen printed, and it was like a vinyl print or whatever. And I would pull it up and be like, man, what's this, right? And it was just the L that I had to take. It was the L that I had to
have
take.
you ever wanted like design a shoe?
Yeah, man, that's always like been a thing, especially like even before like Nike IDs and shit. Like you would always like imagine what would be the shoe, the ideal shoe for you, right? Man, talking about Chino is really good at that, bro. Like as far as like coming up with concepts, I've always told him, I was like, bro, you should do that. You should like try to figure out a maneuver, a way of going about it, because we would always have like little competitions here and there, and be like, man, just make the best Air Max one that you could think of or whatever. Or I would like Photoshop like different materials on shoes.
Yeah.
And he comes up with some crazy shit, some cool shit. I mean, we've had conversations with us before, right, where you're like, man, this shoe would have been live with this, and this.
Yeah.
I think any of us, right, knowing how much we care for this culture, we would make some dope shit. Right?
Yeah.
Well, y'all heard it here first. Space City Esteelo collab coming.
Yeah, very soon, very
go.
soon, for sure.
You can ask your questions, Joe.
Yeah. So, are you ready for this question?
I think I am. Let me make sure we're good here.
Do you believe in aliens? Or have you ever seen anything
Man,
in the sky?
I do believe in aliens. Man, I don't know how. Man, I've seen some things, but I've been
Off the
semi-intoxicated, right? So it's just been like, man, did I really see it? Did I not? But nah, man, yeah, I do believe. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's
What kind of aliens you believe in, though, man?
I mean, I don't want to say it's like
Alien versus Predator.
I don't want to say it's like a big head, big eyed, like, you know what I'm saying. But to believe that we are the only ones, bro, I don't think we're the only ones.
You don't think we're the only ones?
Nah, bro, it's kind of. I mean,
I just, if we're not the only ones, then why haven't they came and be like, "What's up,
What
dog?"
about
I feel
all
like
these
they have.
days that people been seeing?
Yeah, but we have never seen that dude come through and be like, "Hey, man, I want to buy some."
I'm
you
alien.
know what
I mean,
I'm
think
an
about it, bro.
alien, dog.
Think about it.
You coming? I'm an alien
Let's
myself.
think about it
Trust
like
me.
this: if the
but
human
they're
population,
shapeshifting.
if the human population had like 8 people, they could take out somewhere, right, to another planet. They go to that planet. You think they're gonna talk to the random person, or they're gonna talk to whoever's in charge here? You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna come and talk to the.
I'm gonna talk to a random and
To
be
the
like,
civilian.
"What's
They're
really
gonna go to
going
the
on
president.
here?"
Yeah,
bro?
they're going
United
straight to the
States.
person, and be like, "Hey, look, this is
Biden.
who we are." You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way I look at things.
I feel you, but I'll be like, look, I'm gonna tell the civilian what's really going on, because just like anybody else, they'll make their government and they'll make their rules and they'll make, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So I don't know.
I don't think they go with that type of mentality.
Yeah, they probably
I'm pretty
don't.
sure
but
the government already like confirmed it.
I mean, that's what I was about to say. I was like, there's actual evidence already, bro, where people like whistleblowing. all
but
this
I think
out.
it's just
he's
a cover up.
Christian.
I
Come
think
on,
it's the
dog.
cover up to.
Hey,
like,
don't get me wrong, bro. Hey, I believe in God Himself too, you know. But
I
think
just
that
think it's a
there's
cover
more.
up. I mean, if we haven't seen one by now, and it's been
They have seen
23
them.
years.
You have never heard of Area 51 and all that?
Yeah,
shit?
but we have never seen one ourselves, like where that
You want me
nigga
to
comes
pull up
down.
Google right
So you
now?
feel
And be
like,
like, hey,
do you
look,
feel
bruh.
like all this that has been brought
Yeah,
to light,
fucking
right? You
alien
feel like it's
attacking the damn
preposterous
face.
type shit. Like it's not. There's no way all this evidence that if there's this much amount of, let's say, fake evidence, like, you don't
Yeah.
think there's a little bit of truth in there?
But you don't. I mean,
There was a crash in Brazil. We
you
talked
don't
about
think
on
that a
this
lot of people
podcast.
like us.
Speaking about
research
documentaries,
that-
that's a dope ass
Yeah,
documentary.
but look, you don't
Well,
think
that-
a lot of
the
people
Brazil one,
like
right?
you
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people like us research that and like want to watch alien movies, want to watch alien YouTube videos, want to watch that and give them
So you think
views
it's
and
propaganda?
exactly. And you don't think they want to make videos for views
No,
for you know
actual
what I mean?
alien
No, but-
spacecraft crashed. They took
Well, I
the
don't know.
body.
Sometimes I feel
they
like
took
all
the
that is
body
putting people
from
Yeah,
the
like,
they
crash
literally took
to
a
the
body.
hospital. The people that carried the body.
there was
died.
witnesses
They-
or stuff like
radiation.
this.
They literally
Yeah.
said that it was not human.
The people that took the
And then
body
they-
died.
They had. It was like there's radiation.
There
on
was
the
there was a
aliens.
guy. I think it was a guy that got touched or something by it, right? And you could see it.
And then the
within
U.S.
skin.
came into Brazil.
Yeah,
Took the
Took over
bodies.
shit.
took over, bro.
Erased all the data. Took the bodies back to like Area 51.
Man, I'm gonna rewatch that when I get home today. That's a really.
Where's
good
this
Have
at?
you seen that?
Is that on Netflix?
What was
What's
it
it
called
called?
again?
Man, I gotta look it
Brazilian
up.
alien?
I gotta look it up on my Brazilian alien. Nah, I think it's the name of the city that
you're
it had
cut
got
off,
picked
dog.
up.
I am head
Something
That
out.
sounds like
I think it's a
Virginia,
city.
right?
Nah,
It sounds like Virginia,
It,
though.
it sounds like Virginia.
I'm gonna look it up. I'll
You can ask
pull it
Lucas.
up,
He'll
yeah.
tell us.
It's a good
He said he
documentary,
believes too. He was like,
You
I don't
do.
that
know,
shit's
bro.
like-
It's
And he's
just,
the most religious person you'll ever meet.
who?
Lucas? And
Oh,
he,
your
he
homie?
thinks there's something
Oh
out
look,
there.
Mitch is about to be like, hold on,
Nah,
I'm the
bro,
most religious
hold on,
person you
bro.
ever met. You don't know me.
how long we got?
An hour.
Diego.
Right at an hour.
Right now. Nice.
Nice, man. I don't know. It's complicated. I've never seen one myself. I've never seen anybody be like, "Hey, this guy."
I know what
walked
you
up
mean.
to me.
I'm
You
like
know,
that
so
too.
It's like,
I'm the type of person I don't believe nothing until I see it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But there's so much evidence.
You've
and
never
there's-
seen the Eiffel Tower. Does that mean it's not
Right?
there?
I feel that.
I've seen it in Vegas.
I've never seen the Eiffel Tower.
Hey,
How
no,
it
but
does not
I mean,
exist.
I don't
No,
know.
but-
There-
no,
I
but
feel like
but
I've
that's
gone
something
through.
that's stated that
There's
one-
whole documentaries on this shit.
But it'll be like the Eiffel Tower exists in another country, but your homie can go and take a picture of it. I can't go because I'm undocumented, but
There's
You can
plenty
go,
of pictures.
literally.
There's
He
plenty
just
of
brought
pictures
that up.
online.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just with your whatever you just said, right? Like your, what's the word I'm looking for? With whatever you just said, right? I mean, your homie could take a picture of a UFO. You still ain't gonna believe him. You gonna be like, that's
There's a plane.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the Eiffel
bro.
Tower.
We was out here with GT, like we was
Yeah,
looking
we
at that,
was.
bro, and we
was.
seen
What do
that.
y'all
We
see
saw
with you?
some.
Oh yeah, what did you
no,
say?
wait,
That
that
boy
boy
T.
T.
That boy
GT.
T. I don't. My bad.
Who fuck
My
GT,
bad.
man? Who you
GT
hanging around with
Garza,
named
man.
GT, man?
What did y'all see that day?
Yeah, bro.
We
There
was
was
chopping it
there
up.
was
We
a
were just talking.
big-ass
We was out here
star,
for like 2 hours.
at least the size of a car, like dead ass, like not even like a little farther than the sign, and it was just there, like there.
When y'all left, was it still there?
It was there. It was past midnight.
Yeah, it was
We
because we were out here
smoking
for a minute.
Yeah,
We were smoking
we're out here
outside
just
and
talking,
chilling.
and he was telling us about the Honda and everything, but it was something just in the sky.
And he was the one that like pointed it out. He was like,
Yeah,
'cause
he's
we were
like-
just chopping it up. I
He
think me and
believes
Mitch were
big time
chopping.
though.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
he
what you
looked up.
think
He
that
was
is?
like, "Hey," he was like, "Look, man, we was just talking about this. Check that out. What do you think that is right there?" We was just looking
Yeah.
at it. I was like, "Man."
And it was something like bright, bro. And then he's like, look at these little stars, and the
And
stars
still,
are like this.
Mitch still ain't a
compared to
believer.
that. No, I told him, I was like, man, that's crazy.
What
I
is
don't know.
that,
I
dog?
just don't know, like myself. I believe in Jesus Christ, dog.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
No, but I mean, I don't know. I don't believe in aliens till I see a dude touching my forehead.
And that's cool, man. I mean, I get that too. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm
You're
still
like a
not that I'm
old-school Mexican.
skeptical,
My
but if
mom don't
anything, there
believe
is
that
a
either.
.001
Hold on, I got a question for you,
skepticism.
man. Do you believe in Sasquatch?
Oh, nah. You see, man.
Hey, but there's
Hey.
been recordings of Sasquatch though, bro.
They say they steal kids too.
Yeah.
There's been recordings of big ass furry motherfuckers taking kids, bro.
Dang, you
Sasquatch.
see, y'all just opened up a can of worms because then we can go into everything, right? Like y'all believe
The
in
long thing.
The Loch Ness
Yeah.
monster.
witches.
The Llorona Chupacabra.
No. So look, bro, my mom's the most religious lady in the world, and if you think I'm religious, my mom's like,
I don't think you're religious.
yeah, okay,
I was about to say
Amazing.
somewhat.
So no,
Amazing.
My mom's like 377 times me, bro, and she like
That's
she
crazy,
was
man.
like, no, the Llorona's real. I'm
It
like,
is real.
dawg, how you gonna tell me this, bro?
Man, every
There's a
time
whole
I've gone to
movie on
Mexico, it felt
Bro.
this
John
haunted
the
at
Kid and
night
shit.
all over
She
Mexico.
What's
said
that? What
this-
part of Mexico is it? Monterrey?
It was in like Sabinas or something like that, right?
I don't know 100% the origin
wanna
of it.
say
I
I've
just
seen the
know, you
movie.
know what I'm saying?
We've
folk
seen the
tale.
movie. There.
Yeah,
The
there's a
movie's
movie
trash.
That
Yeah,
movie
but
is
they
trash,
didn't do no
but
Come on,
justice,
bro.
I'm not expecting that.
They could have went like a little exorcism kind of.
Come on, have you ever been? Have you ever seen
Hey,
Mexican
there's a
movies?
new
Come on, bro.
exorcism
You
coming
expect
out.
something? You expect like?
No, but they made a Llorona like American, not American one,
Oh,
but like the
the
one
Mexican
that came out.
one,
Of,
right?
No, I'm talking about the
It
one
was
that
a
came out of
old-ass
theater.
one.
Oh
No, it's called something else.
Oh, they made another one?
Right.
I remember watching that
It's
one.
called something else.
I thought that's the one you were talking
What is
about.
it called?
I don't know, but it's that the main actress isn't the one that did Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
She has the Daphne. She was
Oh, man, she was on Freaks and Geeks.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, well, yeah, that one. But they made like an American Llorona, and it was like, it's called
Horrible.
something. It was not, they got the
Not
story
it.
all
La
wrong.
Chillona.
The
Chillona.
Ah, shit.
Man, every time I've gone to Mexico, bro, it's always felt like haunted at
Little
night.
eerie
Any
at
part
night.
you go to Mexico, it's just eerie. You feel me? It's just.
Oh yeah, I ain't
Not
finna
it.
go to Mexico.
Not
no
Cancun.
more.
eh?
He's like, I can't go. I can't
Yeah,
go to-
Cancun, the only place that probably not.
That's real life scariness.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah,
guys.
yeah.
Appreciate y'all for kicking it with Space City. My boy Memo.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all having me,
Look
man.
at-
Thank
look
you.
at-
Tell the
for the
people
collab.
where to find Esteelo. And
Yeah, man. Esteelo Studios on Instagram. Y'all can just shop there. Shop at the Soho Dome. Same thing.
And Space City Collective.
At Space City Collective. You know what I'm
Space City
saying?
Collective always carries
Always.
the newest
Shout out.
CeeLo.
You're definitely.
Thank you,
definitely.
guys.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me. It's always cool. You know, I've always been on the other side of the camera.
You've been to
so
Jamie fact
You
checking.
feel me? So it's cool to be on this side.
Nice,
Definitely.
nice.
Thank y'all, man.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
y'all. For
brother.
sure.
Appreciate you,
For
man.
sure.
Thank
For
you.
sure.
Alright, Memo.
My
You
dog.
already know.
Yo, what up, man? It's Dope Man, about your God, and right now you kicking it with Space City Collective right in the southeast.
You're now kicking it with Space City. That's right.
Yo, what's going down? It's that boy T, the screwed up SA, and you now kicking it with Space City Podcast.